Hey everyone, it's Kyle here and welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we'll be taking a look at Cardano as Cardano is hinting towards some further upside action. So we'll go ahead and take a look at some price targets as to where Cardano could be heading next. But before we begin, I would like to say thank you to everyone that's been liking, subscribing, commenting on the videos. I really appreciate everyone. This has been a lot of fun making these videos for you guys. So also, if you'd like to follow me on Twitter or Instagram, I'll be leaving those links in the pinned comments down below as well as in the description. Let's get on into the video. So here we have Cardano up on the daily chart in TradingView, and we can see that Cardano is doing something quite significant right now. Whenever I'm charting, one of the first things I like to do is plot in these purple box liquid zones, and you see that I've got one already plotted into the upside. And this is an area of the chart where I've found that a lot of really staunch resistance can be found. You see, price action get up there on a wick, gets rejected very hard to the downside. You see it again here, just a few wicks, no candle body closures in that area, and then just price gets shot to the downside. To the inverse of that, I like to find a zone towards the bottom side as well, where price action gets down and support is found very quickly. Again, we just see wicks coming into this area. And then between these two purple boxes, I consider the overall greater macro range of consolidation. And in this case here, this range is now being resolved to the upside as we see that Cardano recently has closed a candle body convincingly above the top side of that liquid zone. So whoever was selling it in these areas here, could be multiple people, could be an institution, don't really need to know who it is. That's not really important. Just the only thing we need to know is that large resistance is there, and this time it wasn't found because this candle got through there. It came in on good volume down below, getting above the moving average and wiping out the last several bars of volume read on the daily. Since then, if I just remove my little beautiful drawing here, we can see that Cardano has backtested that liquid zone 3 times and has found it as support. So this is what's known as an SR flip, the former resistance now getting confirmed as future support, and now Cardano is making its way to the upside. So now it's very fair to be plotting in some midterm price targets to the upside, as this is telling us there's a very big change of behavior in price action between the buyers and sellers. And one of the very first targets I'll look at on the Fibonacci extension is the one spot 414, which at the time of recording is coming in around $1.85. We see that price action has already wicked up to there, even on today's candle, and a quick rejection to the downside. And the reason for that is typically just because there's some profit being taken there. There's lots of bots and algorithms that will blindly sell that area, and so that's really common behavior. But right now, it looks to me that price action would like to continue at some point. Of course, we don't know what kind of a trading week we're in for. If Bitcoin decides to dump or something like that, then of course, even the best of technical analysis will be thrown out the window. However, if things just continue to organically march along, the next area to watch, a very common area, is the one spot 618. That's coming in at just shy of $2, around $1.98. And there's really no reason why Cardano won't hit that, probably sometime in the near future. And typically, I don't see price action just reverse from there unless there's some kind of bigger underlying thing going on in the market or some really bad news or something to that effect. But typically, price action will continue over time. And the next major area to be watching is actually the 2 spot 618 to the upside here. And that is coming up around $2.67. Now, for the long term, so long as things remain bullish in this market, I do believe Cardano is going to be a big winner in this space over the long term. And there's no reason why it would stop at the 2 spot 618. But I do like to take markets level by level, just in the event that something happens in the future that's unforeseen, or, like Bitcoin dumping or whatever. It could be a whole variety of things. We don't have a crystal ball. It's not possible to necessarily just predict the future. But if things just keep under bullish conditions, Cardano's going to benefit a heck of a lot from that and will likely go higher. But I do like to just take things level by level, and I like to watch these areas, and I look for consolidation. But if you see Cardano ripping to the upside and you see it pause around the $2 mark, just know that that's a very common area where bots and algos will be taking profit up in this area here. You could see it hit the one spot 618, retrace to the one spot 414, find that as support before continuing on. And then if it does start to close daily candle bodies up above that 1 spot 618, then the next area to certainly be paying attention to is the 2 spot 618. Of course, we're looking at a daily chart and things don't just move in a straight line. You don't need to take my word for it, because when you look left, you do see these areas of consolidation. You do see red candles along the way. So we always have to exercise patience. It's interesting because when assets begin to range like this, and this has been ranging for quite a while, people get very, very impatient with that. They're watching other altcoins pop to the upside. They start getting annoyed as Cardano looks to break out just to get rejected from these liquid zones here. But markets are often a transfer of wealth from the impatient to the patient. So we always want to exercise patience when we're looking to invest our money. For me personally, I like to start paying attention to especially the big cap altcoins like this when the sentiment is impatient, when people are starting to get annoyed with it. That's a good time to put it on the radar. Of course, you can't trade that as it's just a dip of sentiment. It's just an opinion rather, but that's usually when I start putting things on my radar and I get ready for that change of behavior. And of course, for me, the big confirmation of that is found in this price action right now. Because not only did it get that daily candle body closure above that, so no steep rejections. In fact, it just shredded its way right through there, but now has found it as support 3 times in a row. So that is a very strong sign, and that's not giving us a guarantee, but it is basically saying that statistically speaking, the odds are very probable that there's going to be continuation, and that's why it's fair to entertain some of those targets to the upside. Now, I always like to set a condition on a chart where I could be potentially wrong about my analysis, and and that's just simply because we don't have a crystal ball on our hands, and so it's always a good idea to have an area on the chart where you can manage your risk, if you will, where you can say, okay, this probable setup isn't going to play out. What condition do I need to see between the behavior of buyers and sellers to say that, all right, the odds are no longer favoring this to move to the upside? And for me in this case here, would be below this liquid zone, and the bottom side of that is coming in around $1.47. If Cardano was to roll over and start closing below that level there, it would likely be re-entering this range, and that's when I would be thinking to myself, oh, maybe we did see a fake out there. I don't view that as the probable scenario, but I do like to have a condition where I can put things on my radar and go, all right, maybe I'm wrong about this trade. Another thing too is you don't want to be chasing pumps either. Like you want to try to buy the back test of support. So you see that breakout, you want to try to get in on one of these back tests. So an entry around $1.56 would have been really good here, or you want to try to enter on the bottom liquid zone here. So those are usually my 2 typical ways I'll enter a trade. If I was to use a very vanilla strategy, I mean, there's many pieces of edge I like to use when I'm trading markets or investing, but commonly I'll try to buy these liquid zones down around the bottom, or I'll buy the breakout, the change of behavior. I don't typically like getting chop sueyed in these big ranges here, but things are looking really good for Cardano right now. Hopefully Bitcoin can continue its way to the upside. Hopefully we don't see any parties get ruined this week, but assuming that things just keep marching on organically, I think that it's fair to start looking towards $2 as maybe the next stop here, and then over time likely the 2 spot 618 and reassess from there. But anyways, things looking good. I like Cardano. It's a good project, and we'll see if this wants to play out this week. Anyways, thanks so much for coming by and checking out this video, everyone. Hope you're all doing well out there. Looking forward to seeing the next one, and until then, have yourselves a powerful day.